Never kiss a woman in this place if you're older, because that simple gesture, the one most men do without thinking twice, can destroy in 5 seconds what took you weeks to build. And today I'm going to explain exactly why, as well as reveal the other 4 things you should never do if you want a woman to see you as a man of true worth and not just another one of those who confuse maturity with carelessness. So stick around until the end, because the last point is the hardest to grasp and the one that can destroy you the fastest without you even realizing it. Let's start with the first thing, and it's something almost no one tells you. Never talk about your past relationships as if they were trophies. A mature man doesn't need to prove anything by listing how many women he's been with before. That doesn't generate respect, it generates suspicion, because she starts to wonder if one day she'll just be another name on that list. Real maturity is demonstrated through presence, not history. And the man who understands this stops talking about the past and starts building something solid in the present. Second, never pretend to have more energy or enthusiasm than you actually feel, just to seem younger or more interesting. Women instantly detect acting, and what's truly attractive isn't acting like you're 20, but being completely comfortable with your age. That comfort conveys a confidence no insecure man can fake. Third, and this is crucial, never minimize her emotions by saying things like, "It's not a big deal," or "You'll get over it." When an older man does this, she feels like she's being corrected, not listened to. And that kills any emotional connection in seconds. A mature man's true strength lies not in controlling her feelings, but in creating the space for her to feel them without fear of judgment. And now we come to the point you've been waiting for, the one you see in the image in this video. Never kiss her in this specific place, on the neck, right at the beginning, before there's a real emotional connection between you. Why? Because that gesture, which many men consider a bold or seductive move, actually sends the wrong message when done too soon. It tells her you're more interested in the physical than in truly getting to know her. And that, especially coming from a man with more life experience, breeds instant distrust, because she starts wondering if you're the type to chase a moment or the type who genuinely wants to build something. The difference between a man who knows how to wait for the right moment and one who doesn't is precisely the difference between being remembered as someone special or being forgotten as just another guy who rushed things. The true art of physical closeness begins long before touch. It begins with the way you look at her, with the calmness in your voice, with making her feel safe before any physical gesture takes place. And when a man understands this, when he understands that patience isn't weakness, but absolute control over his own impulses, he becomes someone completely different from the rest, someone she begins to look at with a curiosity she can't quite explain. And now I want you to pay close attention, because we're going to get to the 5th point, the one that truly makes the difference between a man stuck in old patterns and one who evolves with wisdom. So keep listening, because this changes everything. 4th point, never compete with younger men by trying to prove you're still one of them. This is a huge mistake many mature men make without realizing it. They try to dress, talk, or act like someone 20 years younger, and all they manage to do is appear insecure about their own stage of life. Women aren't looking for you to act young. They're looking for you to fully embrace who you are now, with all the wisdom, calm, and confidence that only time can bring. A man who competes loses power. A man who fully accepts himself gains magnetism without even trying. And now the 5th and final point, the most important of all. Never let the fear of looking too old hold you back or make you apologize for your age. This is the silent mistake that destroys more connections than you can imagine. When a man constantly apologizes for his age, makes nervous jokes about not being 20 anymore, or downplays his own worth by comparing himself to younger men, he's sending a devastating signal that he doesn't believe in his own worth. And if you don't believe in your own worth, no one else will either.
Maturity, when lived with absolute confidence, ceases to be a disadvantage and becomes the most powerful asset you can have, because it represents stability, clarity, purpose, and a version of yourself that no longer needs anyone's validation to feel complete.